Go. Go.
Really? A question I've been meaning to ask you. What makes an idol? To me, Sora and BIS, Brand New Idol Society, yeah, I've heard of them, are idols, but I understand your point about being a part-time idol, but where is the line drawn? You mean from idol to part-time idol, or from idol to not idol? It depends really on what kind of idol we're talking about, because nowadays the word idol, I feel like, is being used for a lot of different kinds of things. But like in my head, the traditional idol, traditional sense of idol is, you know, like those Japanese idol groups, like Benny's Kobo and Morning Musume and AKB and whatever. Just the concept of idol is like generally someone who performs, but the difference is to being a singer, for example, would be many idols are not necessarily the best singers or so, because they're more like they come in a whole package. They are supposed to be okay, at least okay-ish singers, good dancers and good entertainers, and normally they keep a pretty innocent, say-so image. An idol, they're supposed to, you know, they're not gonna sing songs about doing drugs and drinking alcohol and shit like that. No, at least not in the traditional sense. And that's what makes them say so. And they're usually encouraged by their company to not have a partner. So that's also a thing to keep them focused on work, I suppose. Yeah, for me, it's like someone who definitely like focuses on performing. They don't need to be like really good at singing or so, but it's the focus is on performing and making music. I before said in an interview that I don't agree with this whole idea of us in hololive being idols. If anything, we're part-time idols. I said that before, and I stand by that opinion because I'm a huge fan of, you know, the traditional idol type from Japan. If we wanted it to be called all-time, full-time, proper idol, then I feel like there's a lot more live performing necessary. Like, I don't see streamers as idols, you know? That's not an idol to me. I mean, if you call that an idol, then everything is an idol at that point. YouTube idol, baguette idol, I don't know, flight attendant idol. Anything could be an idol then. Yago in shambles. I'm sorry. I mean, the moment when we're on stage, okay, that's very idol-like. I guess you could call us idols then, but when we're streaming, you know, since that's our main focus, whatever your main focus is, if it's not performing, then I don't see that as an idol. Azuki-senpai, for example, she's more focused on like making music and performing, so yeah, Sora-senpai too. Those particular members who are focused on that, I can see them being considered an idol. Yeah, but hololive English, no. Kallie's not much of an idol. She's a rapper. She's a musician. I see a difference there too. She's a musician to me. As I just talked about, you know, singers are not necessarily idols, and idols are not necessarily singers. But in the end, even like, you know, these members in hololive that are very focused on music, maybe I would call them virtual idol and not actually only an idol. I've shown you guys many times the idols that I like, and I've sang songs of them many times. I've followed them in their like 10 years of activities, and I've studied them, and I've observed them, and I've supported them for like 10 years. I think I know a thing or two about idols. Maybe a bit easier to understand if I say this is an anime, but if I say Love Live, I didn't even watch it, but it's about idols, so maybe some of you guys saw Love Live and can understand it a bit better if I give that example. Yeah, there's connections, and there's some things that are overlapping maybe in terms of activities from what we do and what a typical idol would do. Who wants to be even a full-time idol? I wanted to do that. I don't think it's like undesirable. I think it's very desirable. It's a really rough job though. Depending on what company you're under, you have different things you suffer with. If you're on a big company, then lots of pressure about rivalry, and the more popular, the more famous you get, the more work you get. So your schedule is absolutely overloaded. And then even though you're doing all that, a lot of idols are still like fucking broke as well, and are living on just eating a bowl of rice per day or even less. Who knows? And oh my god, there's so much shit that comes with it. And then if you're in a small company, if you're like a really small idol that no one knows, then you're in that endless circle loop hell of performing in a tiny venue with no one watching you, and you try so hard to suck up to everyone to get some fans every fucking day, and it's just endless. And also, again, you're broke. Then you have to try to balance this thing while doing your best to try to become famous while doing that. Balance it with a side job, part-time job, and balance it with school. It's a fucking rough job, and that's why I have so much respect for it, and that's why I don't want these terms to be mixed up too much, you know? I don't. No. Because it's just so much more to it. Yeah.